Greetings and welcome to my first YouTube video ever. Wow, it has been a hell of a journey to get to this point. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for at least 8 years, probably longer. And this video is going to be like an introductory video where I'm going to talk about what this channel is going to be about. I'm also going to give some disclaimers, and I'm going to share a little bit about the motivations and the reasoning behind all of this. Speaking to you today from the mountains of Santa Barbara, California. That is Santa Barbara behind me. And I come up here to these mountains basically to communicate with my soul and do deep introspective and spiritual practice. And so I want to start out by telling you guys a little story. And this is a story about a mushroom journey that I took when I was 22. And my spiritual journey had begun about 2 years before then, after I started studying spirituality, personal development, and had my first introduction to psychedelics. But this journey is really what started me on the path that I'm on today, and still to this day is the inspiration behind all of the content I do, the path I follow in life, and is really a reflection and the impetus and inspiration for the man I have become today. So in this mushroom journey, I was actually here in Santa Barbara, California. I was actually in Goleta, which is about 30 minutes north, and I was 20 years old, and I ate, I don't remember, a handful of grams of mushrooms, and I laid down on this mud flat. It was like a pristine, open, flat mud flat. It was an amazing place to do yoga, to do qigong, to meditate. And as the mushrooms began to kick in, and I was still very early in my journey at this time, so all of these experiences were very new to me. But as the mushrooms began to take effect, I got this feeling that there was this being trying to communicate with me. And when these communications happen, it's not so much hearing a voice in your head, rather, it's a feeling inside of yourself that someone is trying to speak to you. It's a feeling. Said differently, it's an intuition. And so I could feel this being trying to speak to me. And it suddenly became obvious that this was the earth, or rather, the spirit of the earth. A lot of people call this spirit Gaia. It means Mother Earth, right? And this spirit was asking me questions. It wanted to know who would fight for me. That's what it kept asking me. Who's going to fight for me? Can't you feel the pain I'm in? I am literally you. I am your mother. I am everything you've ever seen or interacted with in your entire life. And I'm in tremendous pain. And I could actually feel this pain inside of myself. I could feel that the earth was stressed because the humans all around, her literal children, have completely forgotten her and have gone on a rampage of destroying the planet. Here we are on this beautiful planet where it's a space for us to expand our consciousness, to grow and evolve, to enjoy the beauty of nature and the diversity all around us, and to find ways to work together to live in love and harmony together. And we're still dropping bombs on each other. We're still killing each other. We are destroying the environment everywhere. And this being was asking me, where have the warriors gone? Who will fight for me? And it was clear that she was asking me to do it. And so in that moment, overcome by the burden that this planet was facing, and seeing very clearly that I had the ability in my life to help shift humanity in a positive direction. And I should also add that at this time I was studying environmental protection in university. And it became really obvious to me in university that no one in the environmental field had any plans to actually help the earth. The whole program was designed to get you a job to quote unquote protect the environment, but it was more of the same. It was materialistic thinking. It was trying to solve the problem on the same level it was created on. And so that's what initially sparked my journey into spirituality, because it was clear to me that what needed to happen to actually protect the earth was a psycho-spiritual shift in humanity's values and the way it relates to itself, the way it relates to others, and the way it relates to the planet as a whole. And so in that moment, I said, I'll do it. I will do everything I can in my lifetime to help protect the earth. And I didn't know exactly how that would unfold at the time, although I knew that a psycho-spiritual shift and an evolutionary shift in consciousness and values needed to take place, but I didn't know how I was going to do it or how it would all unfold. But the key is, in that moment, I made that commitment, and that was a soul level commitment that I made to the earth, to the divine, to commit myself in some way, shape, or form to becoming the type of man that could help people grow and evolve and heal and shift out of this toxic cultural paradigm built on extraction, materialism, and endless recreation. It's pretty obvious that all of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? We're seeing species extinction at a massive scale. We're seeing environmental degradation at a massive scale. We're seeing plastics and pharmaceuticals and pesticides showing up chock-a-block in new infants. We're seeing forest fires. We're seeing destruction everywhere. Speaking this now, we're on the verge of nuclear war with each other while all of this is happening. And there's a famous quote that really spoke to me, and it says, "The chief folly of man is failure to understand the exponential function." And if you don't know an exponential function, I'll put one right here. So basically, you can see that the graph grows slowly, 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 and then it spikes up. And that is the path that humanity is on today. We're seeing species extinction at an exponential scale. We're seeing soil loss at an exponential scale. We're seeing population growth of the human species at an exponential scale. We're seeing devaluation of money and debt growing at an exponential scale. Everywhere around us, the problems are growing exponentially. If you study how populations of species grow in nature, they tend to grow exponentially, and then they start to fall off, and there's a massive dying out process. And I'm not trying to fearmonger or program anyone with fear, but I do want to point out that we are in very disturbing times. And right now is a time for all of us, especially those of us that have the message, that have the yearning, and see a greater vision for how we can lead by example and show up in the world to guide the other humans towards life connected to nature, life connected to each other, a life grounded in healing, and a life grounded in higher consciousness. So the time is now for us all to take this journey together. And this channel is fundamentally going to be about me modeling what that looks like in my own life, and then helping others in really teaching the process, the spiritual process, the process of psychological evolution, the process of health, the process of freedom, freedom of expression and being yourself, and the process of cultivating a lifestyle that is sustainable and nourishing and supportive to the planet in every way, shape, and form. Now, I find it interesting that right as we are on the precipice of collapse and total destruction, at the same time, there is a massive, the biggest one in human history right now, massive spiritual awakening and revolutionary process occurring within the consciousness of humankind. At the same time, we are seeing psychedelics get legalized, decriminalized, and starting to gain popularity in the collective culture. And the combination of social media, right? Thousands of hours of YouTube lectures of spiritual teachers from Alan Watts to, old Indian saints and sages to people like me that are showing up who were once beer drinking, rugby playing madmen are now showing up and showing you what real spiritual development and real spiritual embodiment looks like. All of this is coming on at the very end, the tail end of how the human story can unfold. So it really is a beautiful and amazing time. And I want to encourage all of you to ride this wave. We are literally making history, and we together are all on a fight to save this planet and to learn and experience what it really means to be human. And it reminds me of a famous quote by Carl Jung. I love Carl Jung. He's one of the most profound men to have ever walked the planet. And he says, "No man is truly alive until he has the power to destroy himself." And that is so true right now. We should all be fully alive, fully charged, ready to go, fired up, because we are on the edge of total destruction. And because of that, we can feel our power. And this power can destroy the planet. This power can transform and revolutionize the human experience on this planet. So I want to encourage you that if you're feeling down, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling apathetic about all of this, wake the fuck up and ride this fucking wave and realize that you have the power to model healthy living, healthy expressions of sexuality. You have the ability for your presence to be a gift of love and healing to all you interact with. I'm a fucking nobody. I'm just some dude that has drive and commitment at a soul level. And those of you that know me have seen the transformation. And now everywhere I go, people are literally mind blown by my degree of embodiment, by my ability to communicate, by my presence in the energetic gifts of love and healing I give the world. And that can be you. If there's one thing I leave you with, it is believe in your power to make a difference. And you don't have to be doing, it's about you being something new and modeling that. And when you model that, people feel you on a soul level. I have people staring at me literally all the time in the streets. I have people coming up to me all the time in the streets wanting to talk to me because they can feel the power of the spiritual embodiment that I hold. They can feel the power of the path I'm on. They can feel my commitment. They may not know what's going on in the exterior layers of their psyche, but on a soul level, they know. And you can become that type of man too. Now, in this channel, I'm going to be speaking specifically to men. And I want to be clear on why that is. It's not because I think men are better than women. I think women are fucking awesome. And I happen to love women, and I happen to love feminine energy. And in fact, I'm going to be teaching a lot about feminine energy. But I'm speaking specifically to men for several reasons. Number one is men, in many ways, are responsible for the destruction taking place. Now, rather than pointing the finger at men, this is actually an evolutionary stage in the development of the human psyche. And evolution does not occur linearly and smoothly. It doesn't occur in a balanced way. It usually occurs by constant pendulum swings back and forth. And nature is essentially trying to balance itself by swinging back and forth. So it's actually a very normal stage for us to be evolving through this hyper masculinity, hyper rationality, this phenomenon of getting trapped in the human mind and logic and reason and science and measurement and quantitative data and all of these things. But the truth is, men have been running a fucking muck on this planet. And really what it is more so masculine energy and immature and wounded masculine energy, insecure masculine energy. And this is a broad topic. And so I'm going to have a whole separate video specifically on this because this is highly nuanced. And I'm not in the paradigm thinking that men are the problem and men should be blamed and shamed and shunned. But I want to point out that this is what is ultimately taking place. At the same time, I truly fundamentally believe that a conscious and focused man that's grounded in love is one of the most powerful fucking forces in the world. And first of all, this can only be developed if the masculine is nurtured and guided energetically by feminine energy. That's really important to know. And I'll be talking about that in more detail later on as well. But a mission-focused, conscious and loving man that's on a mission to heal the fucking planet can make mountains move. The same way we can destroy an entire planet, we can literally save a fucking planet. And so I truly believe for two reasons. One, because men, we created this mess. Two, because we have the power to fix it by channeling that same energy and transmuting it into higher expressions of love and freedom and healing. And I want to say that I do believe what's needed is empowered feminine energy stepping fully up to the plate. At the same time, empowered masculine energy, conscious masculinity stepping fully up to the plate and taking responsibility for what's happening on this planet. Fundamentally, this is our planet. This is our fucking planet. And we have two choices. We can be disempowered men that stand by and say, oh, I don't know what to do. It's too complicated. How are we going to fix these systems? It's all systemic, bro. We can do that and cry with our thumb in our ass while the planet is fucking dying. Or we can take responsibility and say, this is my fucking planet, and I'm going to leave everything I have on this field to protect it. Everything. And it doesn't matter if we succeed or not. It's a commitment to your own soul to give that gift of love and to fight for this planet. Not with violence, but with embodied spiritual development, with love leading the way, with softness, with presence, with integrated masculinity and femininity at our core, and being leaders. And the other reason I'm speaking specifically to men is because this is just my personality. You can hear in my voice that I speak with gusto and power. And I have always been a leader of men since I was a little kid, leading the kids in our play group when we were young, to becoming captain of the rugby team, president of the rugby team, captain of the football team. And I have always just been a leadership role. Said differently, I'm possessed by the leader archetype. An archetype is a psychic structure that is basically a building block of the collective mind, the universal mind that expresses itself through human form as well as other forms. So you can go to any culture and find the word for leader, and everyone knows what that is. There's leaders everywhere. It's like a universal program expressing itself through human beings. And some of us are possessed by different archetypes. I am possessed by the leader. And so I'm speaking specifically to men because that is my sweet spot. That is my zone of genius. And I feel I can have a greater impact by narrowing my focus and speaking specifically to this group. And I hope too that women hearing this will be inspired to create similar channels and follow their own path to inspire women and speak specifically to women to rise up and give conscious, embodied, spiritually evolved feminine energy to this planet as well. This is the battle of our lifetime, men. It is time to answer the call. It is time to rise and to fight for something. Men are innately warriors, and right now so many men are disempowered, but it is time to fight with love, to fight with commitment to healing and higher consciousness, and to rise and be leaders, men. Listen to the power in this transmission. The time is fucking now. There is no more time to waste. There is no more time for excuses. It's time to become a healthy, conscious, evolved, and loving man and to lead the other humans down this path with us. Now, after that first mushroom journey, like I said, I had no idea how my path was going to unfold. I had no idea how I would actually do this. But what I did is I embarked on a journey of studying consciousness, of studying the psyche, of studying the human body, of studying the energy field, studying the soul, studying health and vitality and ecology, and how all of these factors link and integrate together into the experience of a human being, and trying to discern what the fundamental life journey is that we are all sharing together. And although each journey is unique, the structure of the journey is all the same. And so this channel is about that journey. It's about health. It's about spirituality. It's about conscious relationships and dating. It's about embodied and freely expressed sexuality. It's about meeting and attracting women. It's about creating a business that serves you in your life. It's about finding your life purpose. It's about cultivating energetic sensitivity, the ability to sense your chakras, sense how energy is flowing through your body. It's about spiritual practice. It's about how to use psychedelics to illuminate the depths of our psyche so we can see into our unconscious and find out what's really alive within us. It's about healing trauma. It's about healing addictions. It's about becoming a worldly and evolved, psychologically mature man. And the majority of this process can be outlined through what I believe is the most profound model to have ever existed or ever really been discovered or cultivated, which is called integral theory. And it was created by the genius of our time, a man named Ken Wilber. And this is an incredibly advanced model, and I'll be talking a lot about it in the future, but I want to introduce you to 4-point concept that he outlines in the model. And that is called waking up, cleaning up, growing up, and showing up. Now, I've actually added to this model because I personally felt that there were areas that were limited. And so this is a fusion of everything else I've studied and integral theory together into what I'm calling integral men's work. And let's start with waking up. Waking up is the process of expanding your consciousness and coming into direct contact with the divine, with the sacred, with the experience of higher consciousness. This experience is fundamentally beyond ideas, thoughts, minds, belief systems. It's beyond all of it. Spirituality, which is really what waking up is not about what you fucking believe. No one cares what your fucking belief systems are. We care about, are you experiencing a transcendent reality for yourself that's direct within your own consciousness? It is a direct experience of truth. It's a direct experience of infinite love. It's a direct experience of non-dual consciousness. Non-dual consciousness means the subject and object duality. Subject, myself, object, everything not myself. That boundary, that split, which is perpetuated and held in place by the ego structure of the psyche. When the ego structure goes offline through meditation or powerful psychedelics, that boundary dissolves and you experience oneness. You experience the true state of reality, which is that all is one. This is not something you need to believe me on. I don't care if you believe me. I don't even want you to believe me. I want you to experience it for yourself. And you don't have to believe anyone. And you can throw all your fucking books away. That is what real spirituality is, and that is the process of waking up. It is waking up to truth directly within yourself. Cleaning up in Ken Wilber's model is the process of illuminating the shadow and healing shadow elements. The shadow is essentially the unconscious mind. It's all of the things that you think and believe about yourself, others, and reality that are impartial, to say the least, but more than likely not even fucking true. And these shadow elements are dictating and controlling our lives. And so, yes, absolutely. Cleaning up is about illuminating the shadow and becoming conscious of the parts inside of ourself that we're not conscious of, and cleaning up our internal psychic landscape. But it's also healing energetic blockages through the chakras. It's also releasing trauma, which is less than a psychological complex or an idea. It's like energy that's stuck in your system. And so healing trauma is about energetic release, more so than repatterning old stories. Although there's not clear lines delineating these things, there's a lot of crossover between them all. Cleaning up is also cleaning up your fucking lifestyle. Like getting your fucking room clean if it's a mess, getting your car clean, getting your computer organized, getting your life ordered, and having like consistent flow and routines and structure in your life so that you can move towards your goals efficiently. It's also cleaning up your interpersonal relationships, healing family wounds, healing anger, resentment, guilt, shame, grief that you hold against others. It's building a healthy lifestyle, such as having good nutrition, having good hydration, having good sleep, having good thinking, healthy, nourishing thoughts, having a good movement practice that is one that accumulates energy and one that expends energy. That's yin and yang. You need to balance both of those in your movement practice. The last one is breathing. So we take thousands of breaths each day. Most people are distorted in their breathing pattern. They're breathing from their chest. And breath is the most essential nutrient in life. So this is a wide range of topics. It also includes healing from stealth infections, right? Parasites, candida, mold, Lyme, all of the various things. It also includes detoxification of all the bullshit and chemicals that we're putting into ourselves in the food, in the water, in the medical drugs, in the blankets and clothes we sleep on. It is cultivating a rich and expansive energy field. It's a broad topic, but that is cleaning up. Now, growing up is all about the process of psychological maturation. And I want to ask you a question. What is the difference between a mature man and an immature man? That difference is the process of growing up. One's a grown up, one's not. One is in the child archetype, one of them is a fully responsible, individuated adult. And so that process is occurring predominantly in the psyche, and it's an expansion of mind. It's an expansion of understanding. It's an expansion of how the world works and how to operate in it, so that ultimately you can become highly effective at making change, at navigating the life experience. Growing up is also the process of individuation. And this is a concept from Carl Jung. And individuation really actually covers the entire spectrum. It's a whole concept in and of itself. But I like to put it in growing up because it really is the process of maturation and becoming whole unto oneself, becoming a grounded, self responsible adult. And finally, is showing up. Showing up is the process of, rather than taking your knowledge and your wisdom and hiding out in a cave like an enlightened yogi in the forest, it is showing up fully in the world as a conscious co-creator with Source. That means you see yourself as a physical embodiment of God. You see yourself as dreaming and creating the universe alongside the divine, using your free will to do so. This is about life purpose, having a clear mission in your life that you're acting on and you're following. It's about having a dream for your life. What do you want your life to be about? How do you want to live? And go do it. And realize that as long as you're heart-centered and everything you're doing is grounded in consent, you're not violating the free will of the other beings around you, be free and live for yourself and be what you're meant to be in this world. It is also the process of finding our unique and innate archetypes, which I've already mentioned in this video. Finding out what's in you. Are you an artist? I'm not really an artist. I'm like a speaker. I'm a mountain man, as you can see. I'm an intellectual. I'm massively a lover. This is something I've had to embrace. Just the need for my soul to be in deep, intimate relationships. Some of us are more hermits. But the point is, you need to find out what is unique and innate to your soul and live and express that and give it to the world. That is showing up. And so this channel is going to be covering every single thing that has to do with being a man in the modern world. Everything that has to do with the evolutionary process, the healing process, getting healthy, creating a life of your dreams, and giving gifts of love and healing and inspiration to all of those around us. I'm going to be talking massively about healing, how to use psychedelics, the structure stages of consciousness, how the psyche evolves, individuation, how the psyche evolves through that process. I'm going to be talking about consciousness, the higher dimensions, how reality is structured. I'm going to be talking about the human energy field. I'm going to be talking about everything with health, detoxification, and getting healthy, living a balanced life. Everything under the sun. This is a truly holistic and integrative channel that is designed to help you be who you're meant to be in this world. And now, considering that this is my very first video, I want to give a few disclaimers. And this is really important information for you guys to hear. First and foremost is I'm a human being. I am totally imperfect. I am deeply imperfect. And at the end of the day, I'm just some fucking dude on YouTube. So you should not necessarily be believing and taking everything I say as gospel. This phrase has helped me tremendously in life. No matter who any person is or what credentials they have, anything about them, At the end of the day, I decide if I believe them or not. And that's what I want you to be empowered to do. I want you to be the ultimate authority in your life. And I want you to realize that I'm fallible. I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to say things in these videos that are wrong. I'm going to say things in these videos that are impartial. I'm going to say things in these videos that apply to me and other men, but maybe not to you. And so you need to practice discernment and you need to be empowered and realize that I'm not a fucking God. In fact, I am God. We are all God. There's nothing but God here, everywhere. Otherwise, God can't be infinite, but that's another video. I want you to make your own decisions about how you integrate this content, and I'm here to help and assist. If you have questions, you can DM me on Instagram. And I want to point out too that this is my first video, and as such, I can promise you that what I'm teaching now is going to be very different than what I'm teaching in a year versus 5 years versus 10 years. So understand that I'm still a beginner in this work. This is the very beginning of my journey of bringing this work and my love for understanding these things to the world. And take everything with a grain of salt and make sure it's all in resonance with your truth, and make sure you're not projecting qualities of teacher, guru onto me, because I don't want any of that. We're in this boat together. And ultimately, I'd like to get you to the point where you can do all this shit on your own. That's my ultimate goal, is to have you empowered to be doing this on your own. And you guys should also know that I still struggle with all of the things that we're talking about. Spiritual development, pornography, sexual addictions to substances, challenges in life, challenges financially. I'm right there in the mud with you guys. I'm doing this work with you. I just have a degree of very intense commitment that keeps me on this path and keeps me going forward. But we're doing this together. And another thing about me in this channel is, since I've already elucidated that I am going to be wrong on many things, I will tell you when I'm wrong. I love being wrong. This isn't a dogma or a belief system or something I'm personally identified to. I just want the fucking truth. I just want healing. And if you know me in my personal life, you've seen an incredible transformation. I used to rock the fucking cowboy hat and the boots and drive the lifted truck with my country music, drinking my beers. And when I realized that this was all acting and that my soul was pulling me on a different path, I fucking went for it right away. I did not hesitate. And so you'll know when I'm wrong about something, or I make videos, or I say things that are impartial, or the energy is off in any way, I will make that clear to you. And I love being wrong, actually. I literally love it. I fucking love being wrong. People will sometimes accuse me of being defensive or things, but it's usually more that I've studied things way deeper than they have, and they have what are called pet theories, fucking little theories and hypotheses that it's like a pet that they like carry around. And they're speaking on things they have no idea about. For example, God. Everyone's got a fucking opinion about God. How many people have actually studied God? How many people have actually committed themselves to spiritual practice enough to experience God? But just know, when I'm wrong, I will let you know. And finally, and this is one of the most important things you're going to hear in this video, I'm going to be talking a lot about psychedelics, because psychedelics have been the most profound and transformative technique I have found to make all of the spiritual stuff, all of the energetic stuff, all of the deep psyche and trauma healing stuff. It has made it real for me. I live in a world where this shit is real. And I also want to be really clear that when I started with psychedelics, I was way too fucking dangerous. Way too dangerous. And I had no fucking idea what I was doing. And psychedelics are really fucking dangerous, guys. They are dangerous. I want you to understand that. They will heal your soul and fix a lot of problems in your life. They also destroy lives. And so it's like playing with a really fucking sharp knife out in the mountains, right? You're playing with it, or like a chainsaw. Chainsaw is one of the most incredible tools ever. But if you fuck up, you can really hurt yourself and you can kill yourself. And so I want to express that I am not recommending psychedelics for anyone here. You have to make that decision for yourself. And if you choose to use them, you need to use them with utmost responsibility, utmost safety, utmost commitment to doing this right and having the proper intentions for doing that work. When you become more experienced and advanced, then you can use them in a recreational space like I do many times, but I'm advanced and I know what I'm doing. And I've put in almost a decade of studying these things and practicing them. So I am not recommending psychedelics. They're also illegal and you can get yourself in trouble that way as well. I want that to be exquisitely clear that if you're getting started in psychedelics, take it really fucking serious. Start with small doses. You have the whole entire rest of your life to work with them. There's no need to go to higher doses. And also seek professional help. You can work with someone like myself that guides and leads people through these experiences. And that is actually the best way to do it, because then you can fully let go, you can fully release, you can have the experience, you have skills for preparation, navigating the experience, processing the subtle energy as it moves, and you have tools for integration. That's really how you want to start. Either hire someone to guide you through facilitation or hire an integration and preparation coach, which is what I do in my one-to-one coaching with my clients, alongside everything else that we've talked about in this video. And so, my friends, while it's still available, I offer one-to-one mentorship, one-to-one coaching. So if you're looking to get started in doing this work to radically transform your life, to improve your sex and dating life, your relationships, to make more money, to get healthy and get a fit, sexy body that is functionally strong and integrated, to heal from trauma and limitations, shame, grief, to explore the higher dimensions of consciousness and have real spiritual experiences, I'm teaching all of that and getting my clients amazing results in my one-to-one coaching. And this is really a gift of love that I have given to this world. And I want to invite you to that. Getting coaching and getting one-to-one mentorship is the fastest and best way to do it. If you can't afford it, I suggest you follow my content and stay along and actually embody the things I'm teaching. But the fastest way to do it is to hire someone to just walk you through the process, because they'll be able to see everything that's going on inside of you. For example, I take a completely holistic and integrative look at everything going on in my clients' lives, spiritually, psychologically, mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically, all of it, including lifestyle. That way I can find what's going to move the ball the most first, and we start chipping away. We start making things move. We start building momentum. We start getting people on this path, ultimately as quickly as possible, to the point that they're self-sufficient and they can do it on their own. So if you're interested in getting really serious about this work and radically transforming your life, I suggest you get in touch with me. You can comment below. You can send me a direct message. You can email me. And I also want to invite you guys to follow my Instagram, because Instagram is where I'm dishing out content day to day of what this lifestyle looks like in real time. Teaching spiritual practices, relational dynamics, working with feminine energy, meeting women. I'm talking about conscious content creation. I'm talking about everything under the sun in my Instagram. It's a really good way to connect with me one-on-one. And so that's it, my friends. I'm signing out. Thank you for checking out this very first YouTube video. There's going to be many more to come and a lot of other offerings as well. And what I'll say is this, is I'm going to leave it all on the field in this path. I came here to leave it all on the field. And I want to encourage that for you as well. You get one life, bro. Yes, there is life after death, but your ego, your story only happens once. God is a novelty generator. That means God doesn't do things twice. It does things once to know itself in that way, and then it continues the infinite process of self-discovery. Take your life serious. Rise to the occasion that we're being called upon to fight for this planet, to help others. Just consider all of the pain that humanity is in right now. We have the opportunity, by leading by example, to be warriors of light, love, consciousness, and to help people heal. What else are you going to do with your time? What else are you going to do with your life if not that? Think about it. This is Stone, signing off from the mountains in California. I will see you very soon in a video next week. Much love.